Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Odinite from the show. I had one of our fans write in and say, hey, could you do a Romulan build showing Romulan torpedoes, plasma torpedoes, kind of like a cannon-ish Romulan type of build. And I did. I tried it out beforehand. There was some mixed results with it. It's a lot of fun, but as far as practicality within this game itself and the fast pace of combat, it leaves a lot to be desired. And I wish that it could be addressed. The biggest thing that I would see is that the torps move too slow. Way too slow. Even with the traits here, like Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence, that doesn't help with the flight speed of this. Even when you're adding the two-piece for the Romulan Advanced or Riemann Advanced Deflector and engines or shield, it still does not help. Here, I'm going to equip the plasma set that I have on there for this. So that'll throw these torpedoes there. That console can actually be replaced here. At this point here, it's not a necessity, but oh well. We have it there. So here's what I have as far as this. Built this set over here to try and enhance the torpedoes, to boost the torpedo damage with this. This two-piece information here for the Romulan engine and deflector would give a plus 17.8 Starship Exotic Particle Generator, good for, like, you know, want to do grav well crunch or tractor beam. Here's the big one here. Enhances your high yield plasma torpedoes. Increases flight speed, increases defense. So it should make them harder to be shot down, and it should also make them fly faster. Now, it is unknown whether these actually stack with Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence or not. So, we're going to try and test it out and see what happens with it here. Step 1. We remove Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence. And, just completely remove it. That's it. Nothing in its place. So, right now I have a Mega Kinetic Shearing, Auxiliary Power Configuration Offense, and Enhanced Armor Penetration. So no big deal on those. We know exactly how those work. We're going to use it. For this Starship traits, with this type of build, Weapon System Synergy really isn't going to do much for it. As far as this, again, this is an alt, so there's not much with it there. Withing Barrage, nothing, because I don't have cannons up front. Predictive Algorithms, I guess, is better than nothing. But I probably would want... Do I even have a cannon on this thing? No, I do not. Yep. Predictive algorithm would be the best thing I have there, going for it. So what I have on this one here is Torpedo Spread 3, High Yield 1, Attack Team 2, Fire at Will 1 for the two beams that I have here. I have an Omni Disruptor and a Terran Task Force Disruptor beam. Concentrate Firepower 3 in this one. I wanted more maneuverability with this tune, so I went Aux to Inertial Dampeners. Tractor Beam 2. Hazard Emitters 1. I should have put Science Team on this one here. That's probably because I either A, got lazy, or B, forgot to slot it. There we go. So I have Science Team 1, Subspace Vortex 2, Gravwell 1 on this one here. That should do that. And while I'm at it, do I have... I guess it's there. Whoop-de-doo. I know some people don't like it, but I actually have this going off of a spacebar macro. On my other two Marshall, I actually have it with two different ones. One would be a macro to do silly things like Fire at Will or Cannon Scatter Volley plus Tac Team and Brace for Impact and Tactical Initiative. I'd also load up Chemosite in this if I'd have it there, and those would be my general. I want these things up whenever they are off cooldown, so I'll just hit spacebar accordingly and try and keep the timer in my head. to know, okay, this is about to wear off. Hit the space bar to go to the next one or activate it. Stuff like APA and APO I'd have on another bind to be able to actually go ahead and use those whenever I need to. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think because it's tripping over with this. Because I would activate it, and then half a second later I want to activate APA, APO, whatever. So it doesn't activate. I have to click on it, blah, blah, blah. Yes, but that is that. Now, where's Science Team? Here's Science Team. Just going to throw that over there because I can. Make sure everything is good. Save to the plasma set. Now, for this here, what we want to do is we want to see what this would normally be like under normal condition. Yep. So we're going to use Alfie's DPSMark and then see if that helps us any. And let's see what we have here. Activate a high yield one first off just to see how this thing goes. Targets acquired. Whoa, why is this thing lagging so much? Alright, let me just grab all these. I just wanted to see how it would go. Not really caring so much about the DPS, just how much it is actually firing. But heck. We have a decent idea what the speed is now. Let me just go ahead and finish this thing. Because I never seen how I could do with a Romulan and a torpedo boat. With plasmas! Now, one thing to note, with the Romulan Hyperplasma Torpedo, you want to send them in... Whoa, that was kind of tricky. You want to try and send them in without any torpedo enhancements. Like, say, for example, you want to use them whenever you don't have a torpedo spread or high yield. And yes, I have overwhelming force because it's pretty, and it's cool, and it's nice. So here's spread. Single shot. Romulan Hyperplasma behind it. Should reset the torpedo cooldowns. As you can see, I was moving as fast as they were. And so they all kind of hit at once. Just wanted to go around and play around with this. After torpedoes, the Terran one firing automatically. Should fire automatically. It was there. There. Now it's starting to do it. I hate this, that there's this thing where the torpedo has to reacquire the target if it's coming out of arc and then going back into arc before you can actually fire a torpedo. Like, look at this right there. Right there. Let me see if I can pull it out of arc. Alright, fine. Don't do it all the time. Here's spread from PEP. 3 Romulans. As you can see, I'm flying faster than those torpedoes are actually going. So as I launch them, they are behind me. Here, I'm going to do it again from a distance as soon as I make the approach to the target. Approach to the target. Target's acquired. Look at that. Look at that. That's how slow they're moving. I'm flying faster than them. So this is a very noticeable difference here with at least with the Romulan Hyperplasma. That's what this one is here. It says plasma torpedo. It's actually the Romulan Hyperplasma. I'm in the order by which I have them loaded. The last one here is a corrosive plasma torpedo. Pretty damn good. For a debuff torpedo, and its high yield is decently potent. But the primary thing for the corrosive is a debuff. Because that debuff stacks from -1 to -20. And then... See, let's see. Yep. See that? I'm moving as fast as that thing. Almost as fast. Look at that thing. That is slow as molasses. And it got shot down. How do you know? So here's this heavy plasma torpedo. Fire. Click on this thing. Spacebar it. There. As again, I'm just goofing off here just to show what's going on with this thing here. So, putting a PEP to slow everybody down. CF up on this. I'm going to have to wait till I'm done burning evasive maneuvers. Wow, that thing came out late. And you see, it was in the arc. It didn't actually fire, even though it was cleared to fire. I'll just deal with that. Alright, so here's where we go. There. I'm just flying by my own torpedoes as I launch them. So, corrosive, out, have this there. I want to see if I can get an example of the corrosive actually working. Again, I'm not caring to actually finish this in any sort of record time. I just want to be able to show folks what we got here. And yeah, I do have engineering team. There we go. That'll help keep me up a little bit. So, coming in with the approach, high yield 1 has been activated. Making my approach run without any speed boost, just normal engine power. Firing the corrosive first. Romulan hyperplasmas. As you can see, there's the train of them. And the corrosive hits, and it's debuffing the target. I hit APO. And there's a negative counter on debuffs. I should have made these larger. Oh well. This will go up to -20 right before it expires. I think that needs to be reworked. So again, corrosives. I'm moving at least as fast as them. And that's going to hurt. See, tried to fire beforehand, didn't. Alright, let me quit monkeying around with those and actually do something that's somewhat relevant here. Spread should hit that heavy torpedo before it hits me. Guess it didn't. So I have the particle. No, this is the Omega torpedo. This is the plasma, particle emission plasma torpedo. Then I have the Romulan hyperplasma, which actually sits out as a high yield 1 constantly. So it's normal fire, fires 3 high yield 1 type torpedoes. And according to Bordicus, a high yield's a high yield's a high yield. So congratulations, it's a high yield torpedo. Alright, these bastards are going to go down here. Going to use the PEP on spread. Now Romulan hyperplasma. And then a high yield corrosive. And then I veer off. Guess what? Corrosive, either the effect. Nope. No corrosive. It got shot down. Right at the last second. Shot down. So, corrosive going. Romulan hyperplasmas. Sticking a PEP on it. Breaking away. That's the other thing with pet torpedoes, that they treat as pets. If you die, they go away. Period. Even though they're in the air, they go away. Whereas other torpedoes like quantums, photons, whatnot, if they're in the air, they're still going to fly to the target and they still have the chance to hit or miss. So, that's with that. Now, since we're here, let's see if we can make a note of if there's an actual increase in speed now with the 2-piece. Again, we're not using Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence. That's still off. So it's just the 2-piece Romulan engine and deflector here. The 2-piece is supposed to give us increased fight speed for high-yield plasma torpedoes, and increased defense, so they shouldn't be shot down as much. Let's see how that looks. Same approach as before. Let me see, where's target? Yeah, target's here. Pop a high yield one. And we launch a corrosive. 3 Romulans. As you can see, at least now I'm not overtaking them, but they're still keeping in pretty good line. That should have auto-fired right there. That should have auto-fired. It is on auto-fire. It's not auto-firing. Should have auto-fired. So, making the approach again. There's one. And then let's see what we got. And breakaway. Well, the corrosive hit. Oh well. So, those who needed to see it, as we were firing them, they were staying with the ship. Whereas without the set bonus, I'm going to remove them right now. Whereas without the set bonus, this is what we were seeing. Hello. Full impulse. Full impulse. They're obviously responding. Ow. I need time in order to go full impulse, folks. That's what happens when you swap engines. Alright, making approach run. 12 clicks out. Firing. Those were staying with us the whole time. And this is just the Klingon Honor Guard set. Again, corrosive, Romulan. Breaking away, blah, blah, blah. See it fired there. Now this is still with a little bit of APO on, so let me see. Alright, APO is now gone. Let us spin and come in for an attack. Ah. Constantly want to do that, huh? Fine, let me just break away. Should use polarized hull at this point. Oh, that withering beam definitely put a hurt on that thing. Imagine if I actually had that upgraded. Alright, approach run. There's the torpedoes. Yep, they are definitely lagging behind. Let me just end a joke with this guy. I should have fired right there. Should have been firing, wasn't firing. Just to make sure, auto fire is off. Auto fire is now on. Let's see if we get the V'ger effect. V'ger! Nice. Nice. Called it. Alright. For those who didn't see that, the Omega Torp, whenever you use that and send off a high yield to it and it actually kills the target, you get that V'ger disintegration effect that you're seeing from Star Trek the Motion Picture. So, yep, congratulations, you now got to see the V'ger effect. Now, let's see what we can do with this thing here. So we do notice a slight speed increase, although it's pretty damn slow. So let me just finish this sucker up here real quick. Grab all this bastard in. Drop that in there. Pop a high yield. Give me a pep. Freeze them all into place. Romulan Hyper Torp. Evasive out. That should have fired off. Well, as you can see, the high yields are busting up everything there. Pep again, just to do some damage. Hyper Torp just to come in. Corrosive on the shots. Target's about to get smashed. Yeah, I don't care much for the actual... There we go. Pop this because I can. High yield, give me a V'ger. And then these three to cover it. Nope, it's dead. And here comes a Kazon. Pop this just to cause some noise. What I like about the particle emission plasma torpedo, it's a free hold. They land on the target and they go freeze. And then they stop moving, which makes things like Gravwell work all that better because your target's not trying to get away from you because it can't. See right there, I'm just spinning around and spraying them with all sorts of gunk. And mind you, with the ridiculously low amount of part gens that I actually have on this ship, this makes the Pep Torp actually do a lot of shield bypassing damage, and it's very, very nicely done. So there. Now, I know I don't want to use GDF because, you know, blah, blah, blah. Omega Torp in his shotgun style effect, which I don't know why they nerfed the heck out of that, but oh well, you know. Now what it used to do, you could actually use the clips in there to help trigger the projectile weapon officers to actually move fast, to do their refresh a little bit faster, but I guess they saw that as too much cheese for torpedoes. Oh, you can actually use an Omega Torp to fire more to trigger the projectile weapon officers? Now we're going to get rid of that. In this day and age of power creep, wow, that's all I gotta say. Wow. Now let me zoom out of this nonsense. Come back in for a second approach, grab well up, and then break away from the fights. And yes, I know, force. Overwhelming force, thank you. Overwhelming force. I know it's intuitive to what you want for a Gravwell. Gravwell is meant to hold them. It's close together. Overwhelming force knocks them away. The thing that you can actually do with a build with overwhelming force is that you can get the DOFs, the photonic shockwave DOFs, that actually go ahead and cause extra photonic shockwaves whenever a target's hit by photonic shockwaves. And if you have really strong grav gens, you can hold them tight, bounce them off, and each one of them bounces off the other to bounce off the other to bounce off the other, and it does extra damage to it. But I haven't checked recently to see if it's actually worth running that or not for the extra damage versus just juicing up your part gens, having a really strong Gravwell, and then ending the joke. But either way, it's ridiculously fun. If you have strong grav gens and then you use overwhelming force on that with the photonic shockwave officers, oh, the thing is hilarious. Hilarious. Especially in a CCA. That should have auto-fired right there. Oh well. Alright, back to the targets. Spreads, hold them together, Romulan, and then breakaway. You can see they're all landing there around the same time. It's pretty damn nice. You really do have, like, say if I was starting to fire from, like, at distance. So I wanted to do a siege ship. One already got shot down. Already, as you can see. Two got shot down. And I gotta remember, is this with or without? This is without. Okay. So let's see it with. Because now we can actually... Let me break away from combat here. And let's see it with. Because they were mostly focusing on me. I want to see if that thing actually hits them or not. Yes, it did. Good job. Alright, so let me break out of combat. There. Now I have the 2-piece. That'll give me a little bit more speed and defense. I forget. So let me go back into combat there. Freeze! That should hurt. I'm still moving faster than the other conga line there, but... And the good thing with the plasma torpedoes is that once it actually kills the main target, it tends to swap. Although I have seen this sometimes where it actually go after an ally. Whether they've been confused or not seems to be irrelevant, but it's a very, very rare condition where they would actually go after an ally. Yeah, see, it auto-fired there. Wonder why it didn't last time. And that Terran torpedo, just like the Terran array, does some really nasty damage whenever your target's low on HP. And again, I'm doing this because I want to demonstrate how fast these things actually move. Target. Hello, target. Why can I not click on this target? Is this thing real? Is it fake? Is it virtual? What? What? What gives? No tab target, no right click, no nothing. Do you even exist? There we go. I can't remember if I actually had the trait. Yes, I do. Self-modulating fire. Yep. So that would allow, once every 45 seconds, if I land an outgoing crit, that it would actually get 50% shield pen for 10 seconds. So, I'm moving with the same speed as this, so I'm not outrunning it, so I'm moving it. So at least the 2-piece set helps those torpedoes to move around the same speed as I am. Alright, these little fish are annoying me, so let me start grab welling them and try and hook them in. You freeze. Hey, auto-fired there. You quit annoying me. Look at that pep cloud do its job with the phaser. I mean, with disruptor. Sorry, disruptor. Please don't hate me. Canonical folks, please do not hate me. Alright, so 1, 2, oh, so much for that defense, man. They were shooting them down. They were firing at will at me, and then now they just instantly got shot down. So, yeah, that's kind of disappointing. Even with extra speed and defense, it's just disappointing. Just instantly get shot down. I wonder if it's because I was standing still and they had more time to actually focus on them. I don't know. Just speculation. 2 of them got shot down, only 1 hit. That's disappointing. So if you're looking at these to get extra actual defense from your torps in a heavy firefight, don't. Only 1 hit there. So, turn and burn. And those 2 will burn and then die off. Yeah, for plasma builds, it's, if the game allowed it, actually had that type of pace, it's more like, here, I'm going to hit you if you have shields, no problem. I'm going to slow burn you anyway. Corrosive just a launch for just the show. And then 3 Romulan hyperplasmas right behind it. So if you could get the conga line going, you could see there's a V'ger torp right behind it. Now, a high yield 1 Romulan hyperplasma does the same thing as a single shot, so don't burn a high yield 1 on it. It's still going to fire 3, and it's still going to be the same damage there, so don't bother. Ooh, look at that. Oh, drat. Didn't get a chance to. Oh, well. So those plasma torpedoes came from this ship. I wonder. There. I'm going to put 2 of these birds out because I can. Manual click. Nah, you know, I also wanted to see this too. Let me see here. Activating Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence. Grab well everything up. Hold still. And let me add that to it. Put a concentrate firepower on the target. Corrosive there. More CF spams. More high yields. The trick is to actually fire the high yields from that target without burning your high yields for other torpedoes like that one. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Alright, let me break out of here because this is nuts. Spread to hold that. Romulan hyperplasma to otherwise. Break away real quick. Boom. Hey! Shockwave didn't knock him when he had the pep cloud on him. Let's try this again. Oh, it knocked him there. Weird. Not as far, but it still knocked him. Alright, let me break away from these clowns. Bad thing about auto-firing, I wanted to use that spread with the pep. Instead, the Terran took it. So, alright, no big deal. Grab well those. Zoom around. Have that thing auto-fire. Heal. Heal, I said. I forgot about that one. Moving right along. Yeah, I know. I'm a horrible singer. I shouldn't sing. I also shouldn't do YouTube tutorials. But, yeah, big deal. I wanted to show how this thing would go. As you can see, the pep is pretty damn nice for taking out those little small bastards. Because even if it doesn't kill them outright initially, the rest of the damage there would do it. Alright, so there we go. And then drop a high yield right behind that. So here's a gravy train. Gravy train. Normally you want to hit the evasive right before. Wow, both of them got shot down quick. That's bad. Let me see if I can V'ger this guy. V'ger! Nope. Come on, come on, come on. One more V'ger. One more V'ger. One more V'ger. V'ger! With no shields that... Oh! You didn't V'ger. And my own torpedo nailed me. That was my own torpedo. It says Plasma Energy Bolt. That's the one from the Omega torpedo. Oh, Encrypted, could we get these labels fixed, please? Because showing up as Plasma Torpedo... yeah, no bueno. No bueno. Please, por favor. Gracias. Alright. Let's just wrap this thing up because we want to test the Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence as well on this. So let's finish this thing up. And then you can see exactly how pathetic the DPS was on this because I was just lollygagging. And then we'll actually do a real run as well. Pep spread. Concentrate firepower up. Launch these bad boys out. Put a high yield out. V'ger out. Ooh. That knocked. That's the other thing with overwhelming force in your plasma torpedoes. Not all of them hit, then yeah, problem. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with that problem. And then you're knocking them further away from the rest of your torpedoes. So you probably want to use something like that, like against a crystalline entity. If you want to, you know, disable the Tholians, but have a really strong grav well, somebody who's able to throw a really strong grav well for you. Let me see, grav well this, pop this. I can't do that at the same time because cryptic. There we go. Somehow equates a grav well with that, but oh well. Ow. No big deal. As you can see, the pep does some pretty damn strong damage. How much, hold on, let me respawn first. I'm running at 17... Anchored, I'm careless about anchored. 18.1% crit hit, 166.6% crit severity. That's nice. Let's see what I got here. Shield hardness, control 184, drain 168, particle generators 138. So really not that much as far as part gens are concerned. It's just pretty much spec and run. And then whatever is on the gear, oh well, I got it. See, just max that out. Done. So, let's go in here. Yep, 2-piece that. The other thing you're giving up for the speed is you're giving up the Klingon Honor Guard, or, if you're on the Fed side, the Advanced Mako gear. And that 2-piece is a Cat 1 boost, 25%, I screwed up there, 25% Cat 1 boosted torpedoes. Now, a lot of people start knocking that out and say, oh, it's just Cat 1, blah, 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 you don't need it. Well, there isn't much, read it, one thing they can actually put on there that's a Cat 2 boost, and it's not coming from gear for torpedoes, specific torpedoes. So, all we can do really is jack up our Cat 1 damages by stupendous amounts, and then any Cat 2 that we get will help augment that Cat 1. Wow, all of those hit. That was pretty damn sweet. But those were distracted by the other ships that I released out there anyway, so. But yeah, so what we need to do is expand our Cat 1 damage as much as we can without sacrificing the obvious Cat 2 sources. That would be a bigger increase. Like, for example, is a Cat 2 3% damage increase better than a 25% Cat 1? Depends on how much you have of each. But for the gear options that we have available to us, the 25% Cat 1 on gear, yeah, take it. Alright, let's do something for real with this now. Pop this, pop that, make a run, book it. These guys want to do something nasty, I don't like it. Shut down, shut down, shut down this. Omega him, just want to hit that. Get me out of here because that's going to hurt in about a couple seconds. Terran torpedoes going to hit the target. V'ger, incoming V'ger. Oh, so much for that incoming V'ger. Ow, straight torpedo hit me. Did not expect this to be almost 45 minutes into this, but oh well. Just goofing around. Second pass I'm actually going to do. We'll split this into 2 videos. So this is part 1. Once I finish this thing up, get to see how pitiful I was in goofing off with this thing. Part 1 is without Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence. Part 2 will be, and you get to see whether it stacks or not. But we can actually measure how well this is. Stop. Fire. You can see the Romulan Hyperplasma does also trigger the projectile weapon officers whenever it makes a successful roll and gives a reset. There. See? Reset that again. I don't want to die here, so let me do this. Out of range. But look at that train of torpedoes right there. Some people would prefer to have that auto fire since it's going to do that anyway. I don't, only because with it auto firing you get a spread or a high yield. It's going to take that, and if it's going to take up a high yield one, no, what's the point? What is the point? You can see plasmas. The burn probably did more than the actual torpedo damage hitting it. That's the other thing with the plasmas. They have a very weak base damage in and of itself, although I think this needs to be updated because this is saying it has 2k plasma damage over 10 seconds. I am not seeing that. Well, probably is 200 plasma damage per target, per second. That one is around the same. Why is the Romulan hyperplasma torpedo plasma damage every 1 second for 50 seconds? Alright, so it's about on par with that. So this lasts a little bit longer. This one you have to see. That's kinetic damage. Doesn't say anything about its own plasma damage. If I could land this thing real quick on a target, you get to see how wimpy this thing is. I should have taken off Omega Kinetic Sharing in order for you to see that. But, fire off. You can see the speed at which that thing arrives. Wow. Well, so much for that idea. Not auto-firing. That's okay. And fire one. So moving just slightly slower. Look at that. Pathetic plasma damage ticks. The 192 is Omega Kinetic Sharing. The 18, 19, and 20 are from the plasma damage dot on that thing. Now, for comparison, once this is over with, let me show you what spread does. I should put a freaking heal on that thing again. Oh well. Oh, sorry, not spread. Just a single shot. Just a single shot. Single shot. 336 damage. Is that it? Or is it even doing it? Single shot again. Oh well. That's Omega Kinetic Sharing, isn't it? It's not even doing a plasma dot on it. Nope, no plasma dot. No plasma dot from a corrosive plasma. And then something similar is happening there with particle emission plasma torpedo, where the plasma dot from the high yield is stupidly low, and then the plasma dot from its normal shot or spread is much, much, much higher. Like, look at that right there. Look at that. That's doing 1k plasma damage? Is that right? Am I reading that right? Let me make another pass there just to get that. You'll be able to see it. 1k. Mega Kinetic Sharing is doing 215. The Plasma Cloud is probably doing 1k. Let me see the Omega. 180 plasma damage off of that. And the Romulan hyperplasma torpedo. Well, you're gonna see that thing just go boom real quick. D up. 302 plasma damage, 305. Look at that plasma damage. That's a single shot. That's a lot of plasma damage in comparison, especially considering the high yield. If it makes it, keep focusing on me. Focus on me. Focus on me. There's the hit. Look at that. $87 plasma damage on the high yield. That's disgusting. That needs to be fixed. Seriously. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, corrosive again just because. Pop some hit points on that. I really should just put on an engineering team. Oh well. Alright, time to end the joke. Grab well, spread, pep, hold them in place. Drop these 3. See, just riding around to the target. Break away. And it's still pulling. Alright. More peps. Pop that over. 3 hyperplasmas. Break away. More high yields. There. Done. Alright, that nonsense is over with. Sorry I dragged it out a little bit longer, but you know what? It's all in good fun. Anyway, so yeah, we've seen a couple other things. Stuff that I've noticed beforehand, but I just wanted to see if it was changed or not. Yeah, the high yields for PEP, Omega, Corrosive, the plasma dot itself is just stupidly low in comparison to a single shot. And I know the spread also works nicely for that as well. I don't want to see it. Recording is still here. Good. Yeah, 1.7k deeps because I've been flying around like a monkey. Alright, yay. So, let's leave this map. And we'll do it quicker. We'll do the quick test on it to see if it's actually moving faster with Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence or not. Thanks, Alfie, for the map. Give me one moment. I have to redo the log. It's probably going to pause the video. Alright, back now. Alright, DPSMark. There we go. Hail, accept, take, begin testing. Organize my logs, put it together. Let me put this sucker up here now. Ah, crap, forgot something. Forgot. Leave. Forgot to reslot my trait. Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence. Where did I have you at? Not there. Here we go. Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence. You get it for the torpedo damage. And we're going to see the flight speed. The flight speed honestly does not help with a lot of your destructible torps because they still get crunched. It's not fast enough for how fragile they are and for the pace of combat now with all this power creep. Maybe back, pre-Legacy of Romulus, this would have been nice. Now, on its release, it's already obsolete as far as the speed is concerned. So, we'll test this here. Without the Romulan 2-piece, to increase the speed, we're just testing Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence only. Making the approach. Popping a grab well. Firing that. Look at him coming out. Just barely slower. Just barely. I'm just barely slower than that. So it's about the same speed. Mostly about the same speed. We can have somebody else judge that and run a comparison video between the two. Let me break away from all this fun stuff here and hit brace for impact before I die. And then while that's going on there, let me get to the stations, put back on engineering team because I need a little bit more hull heals. There. Now, approach run again. Hey, you look like you want to be close. Slow it down. Come in close. Hold them all right there. And here's a corrosive. Yep. Whoop-de-doo. About the same. As you see, as you die, all of your torpedoes go away because they're treated as pets. Whereas a spread, if I fired it right before I died, it would have made it over to the target and hit them. Because torps. That's why. So, going into this, blah blah blah. Pep to hold them. Three Romulan hyperplasmas going away. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, and 2.5. That'll work. Now watch the pep spread do some damage, and also hit those two heavy plasma, one heavy plasma torp. Look at that freaking plasma damage is going into. That's in the 1K range. That's disgusting. Disgusting in a good way for it in spread mode, but bad because in the high yield mode is hitting in the 27s. That's bad. That's horrible. That should not be that way. Plasma fire, the plasma cube. What plasma fire? Plasma fire, plasma fire. Look at that. Plasma fire, 189. Plasma fire to that. And then the pep cloud dealt more. Whoop-de-doo. Alright, you guys reset. Thank you for resetting. I'm not going to break away. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. 300 and something in the Omega Kinetic sharing range. Plasma fire can crit. Plasma fire, critical, critical, critical. So it looks like if it crits, they all crit. The particle emission is doing some serious damage. At 4K range with that 182 I'm doing there, but 300 something for the actual plasma fire itself. Again, spread, firing all that, and then breaking away from the combat. So that's PEP, that's OKS, and then the... Well, come in for a single shot. Single shot. Let's see what happens here. Unknown entity deals something to that with that. That's nice. I'll get at the logs here. There. The logs will tell me better, now that I'm actually running them. Okay, so now we're going to go back. Knocked him out of the cloud. There's a pep cloud for you. And here's the approach run. Almost tangent to it. Oof, just before that came up. So it looks like if the plasma damage crits, they all crit. Interesting. How you like getting blown up by a warp core breach? You don't like it, do you? A little bit of humor there for you. Alright. So, with that fun stuff in place, let's now see if these actually stack. As we noted last time, they're about similar. So 1, 2, 3. Looks like the first one is, but not the second one, and the third? That doesn't make sense. That definitely doesn't make sense. Yeah, something's not making sense here. Let me break away and try this again. Making the approach. Look at that. Look at that plasma dot there. That's pathetic. Alright, high yield 1 corrosive. And then these. Whoa. How come they're not moving significantly faster now? What the heck is going on here? One was, and then the other two weren't? That doesn't make sense. Yay. Maybe I should watch tag team. Yay. I'm going to turn this one off because I don't want it accidentally stealing something. So, 1, 2, 3, kind of flying in tangent to it. Doesn't feel that much faster, does it? It's probably being multiplicative instead of additive. Ugh, that's pathetic. So if that's the case, yeah, don't even bother. It's just bad. And look at that, that saved me. Alright, so I'm just going to put a spread to hold this target down. Blew up a torpedo. Zoom out. Reset. Definitely bring hazard emitters in when you're fighting the Borg. Let's see here. Full speed, slow approach roll. Look at that thing. That's bad. That's no better. That doesn't make any sense. That's the same power settings that I had here. Nothing was changed. That's no better than what it was. That does not make sense. That does not make sense. Alright, just to make sure I'm not crazy. Nothing else in here is activating this. Oh, 1 second, let me see something. That's good. 1, 2, 3, and then there. So one is obviously moving faster than the other two. Is it only applying to one? That's interesting. Alright, I'm not going to use APO. Again, attack run. 1, 2, 3. The third one is falling way behind. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. Break out of this one here real quick. Alright. Max range, heal up, make a turn, come back in. Use a plasma torpedo to kill a plasma torpedo. Alright. Attack run. They're all about the same. Alright, something else I'll try after I'm done dying here or something. I want to see. This actually works with the Romulan hyperplasma. Should shoot a regular torpedo out. There's a regular torpedo that fired out with it. There should be another torpedo that fired out with that one. There's a regular one. 3. Oh well. If I could fire a regular photon of some sort. Because it moved straight to the target. Nailed it. Yeah, but that's ridiculous. Because if I remove... Yeah, just one. I have the damage on these suckers. So, I'm not using the Romulan 2-piece set here. I'm only using the Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence trait, which is supposed to be 13 point something percent. No, sorry, 33% flight speed. Destructible torp flight speed. Supposed to work with other destructible torps aside from plasmas. And plasmas, by the nature of the way the game developers designed it, they're all destructible. Unless they're the corrosive or PEP or Mega being fired in a single shot. Non-high yield modes, I should say. Alright, so let me get rid of a little scuttlebutt there with those. The approach, grab well, pep them all. 1, 2, look at that. That's weird. I got nothing. I got nothing. One looks like it's moving faster than the other two. And then the other two are just sitting there. So I don't know if it's an animation issue or not, but... Alright. I'm going to put these on. So it looks like it's only applying to one, and then it has some sort of, I don't know, internal cooldown, some stupidness. It's torps. 5 seconds. Okay, that should be good enough. Come from behind the target. Again, same engine power, full impulse, blah, 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 yakety schmack. Yeah, power levels are low on this one here. Alright, so, hold on, let me back up. Can't hit it with a beam. Kill it with a torp. Alright, forget it. Make the approach. 1, 2, 3. Evasive is over. Romulan hyper. Hey, look at that. Corrosive go. Corrosive went faster than the other 3. That is stupidly weird. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Alright, that angle and approach, they're all going around the same speed. That's fine. I hope I was going to try and get another V'ger moment for somebody, but guess not. We deal with those little whippersnappers down there. And then I'll make my approach again. Grab well, Pep Torp, end of joke. Pep Torp finished one of them off. Freeze.
Hull integrity below 25%.
Okay. Now, torpedo pre-fire sequence up. No, sorry, secondary torpedo launcher is up with torpedo pre-fire sequence. Launching those, single shots. Yep. Why is the particle emission plasma moving faster than the others now? Alright, so let me see if I can actually mimic this. Again. Wow, that's harsh. Let me try with this one. Alright, so it appears not to be working with the single shot of the Romulan hyperplasma. Oh well, forget it, kill me. I don't care. But I also didn't see it work with corrosive when we launched it last. Sorry, it's taking longer than expected, but hey, you know what? That's fine. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Boom, boom, boom. Move into target quick. Let's see if this experiment is going to be correct in its results. Romulan hyperplasma. And then high yield. Corrosive high yield landed. Now, let me bust this thing up first. Interesting, it died on impact. Oh well. So, Hyper Omega. Nope. Move slower. Put up CF and breakaway. That's unfortunate. Hyper. And Pep. Pep is definitely moving faster. The hyperplasma, the Omega torpedo wasn't, and the hyperplasma wasn't? Yeah, forget it. The fun we get to have, ladies and gentlemen, the fun we get to have. Didn't expect to be doing more experiments here. So this one again. And that one. Plasma energy bolt. Not gaining the benefit in the speed increase. Firing these again. Got shot down like a joke. To cube what? Cube officer what? Hold on, I gotta break away for this one. This one is too good to be what? I'll find it. I'll find it in the logs, but someone said about cube officer. I guess that's what this thing is called then. Alright, again. Firing. Pep. See if it goes. Pep is going faster. Brace for impact up. I can't launch anything else. Get out of here. Yeah, you're skewing the stats, buddy. I'm not liking that. Have some pep. You'll feel better.
Hull integrity below 25% here.
Oh, that torp fizzled out. We approach run coming in. High yield, corrosive high yield. Corrosive is moving significantly faster than the others.
Rear shields failing. Fore shields failing. Right shields failing. Left shields failing.
Again, because tests are dumb. One more time. In range, attack. Pep. Pep is moving faster.
Fore shields failing. Right shields failing.
CF to break away.
Shields failing. Left shields failing. Warning. Ship is under attack. Fore shields failing.
Nope, they're all moving the same speed. Okay, so
Right shields failing.
let's see here. Recap. One, two, three, and this. Every corrosive plasma is significantly moving faster than the others. Wow, that didn't kill it. Alright, time to V'ger this fool.
Hull integrity
Come on, come on. Let me see if I can V'ger him.
failing. Right shields failing.
Oh well. That Terran beam is nasty.
Hull integrity below 25%.
Oh well, we'll see in the logs. Okay, so popping the goodies here. Let's just wrap this thing up.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
It looks like it's being picky as far as which ones it can actually be quick with. Overwhelming force.
Hull integrity below 25%.
Yeah, if I had to pick one of these plasma torps to keep constantly, it would be the PEP, because that thing is just useful on whenever you're doing solo runs and whatnot to hold targets together. Science, obviously, with high part gens, obviously be the huge beneficiaries. But even if you're not, it's a very cheap torpedo to buy off the exchange. It does a lot of shield bypass damage. So, yeah, buy a PEP today. Paid for by the Old Knight Foundation. I mean, I understand it's a little bit hard to see with all this noise here, but that PEP is just doing a lot of damage. We want the boosting speed. Now, let's break away from this nonsense. Go. Alright, enough lollygagging. And fire. Yeah, so I'm also going to try and hit with the Romulan Hyperplasma in its own high yield configuration. Oh, you know what? That's what I forgot to test. The high yield 3, whether high yield 3 actually means anything to the Romulan Hyperplasma. Break away from combat for a second. And then swap the bridge officer stations. I think I do have high yield 3 on this one. Yeah, I do. Okay. High yield 3 coming right up. Heavy plasma torpedoes. I'm wondering if they actually do anything. There's any sort of significant difference in damage. 2 of them hit, so I'll be able to measure it versus the high yield one that I have here. That's going to go out to the target. Okay, relatively about the same. Shot down, shot down. Man, I have to be close to them in order for them not to get shot down. Alright, enough of this silliness. Let's go. Boom, 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 and boom. Yay! Yeah, as you can tell, I'm really just blah. Alright, finish these suckers off. As soon as I swap the bridge officer station. Back to spread with you. I'm gonna have to have this video edited down. Battery. Look at all those rich targets. Fire away. Look at all those torpedoes that never made it. Yeah, I'm sorry for dragging this out way longer than it should be. As you can see, I'm not actually going for like a DPS. I'm trying to line up a couple shots here to do something. And that's working. Hey, look, I think you guys should stick around. Group hug. Be nicer that way. La da dee, la da 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 da. Oh, those got shot down real quick. Lollygag. Alright. I can focus a little bit more here. Obvious flight speed difference. Obviously gets shot down just as easily. Well, now versus the Hyper Torp. Give me a V'ger look. I got shot down quick. And shot down. I was within a click and a half. Alright, wrangle them up. Pre-fire sequence. Let's go. V'ger! I was looking for that one. That was cool. That's going to be the shot. Oh. Just spawned over here. As you can tell, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Do a couple things here and see it. But I was looking for that V'ger money shot. There it was. There it was. It was beautiful. So yeah, it looks like the speed increase only works with the PEP and corrosive plasma, not the Omega and not the Romulan hyperplasma. Interesting. Now, full out war with this thing here. Let's go. Pop things and go. I could have sworn I clicked on that. Let's go. Come on, come on. Let's go, let's go. Come on. Give me something. Give me something right here. Give me something. Why does a grab well take away from a tachyon inversion beam? Really? Really? Shouldn't be there. There's one target done. There's two targets done. Wow. That was pretty damn quick. Wow. Maybe I should swap that. Wow. So I put 1, 2, 3 in the chamber, and we're gone. Okay. Done with that nonsense. As we can see here, it's kind of slow. I'm going to do a for real run, as in actually try this time around. Give me one moment while I exit this. I'm going to have this video chopped up. Yay. And so, back here, Foundry. Done, done, done. The for real mark. Let's go. Where are the targets? Hello? Where are the targets? They're not here. Oh well. We even come back in. Well, technically round 5, but round 2 here. Fight. There we are. Now let's begin the fray.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Pop and rock.
Rear shield failing. Left shield failing.
Ah, fine. You don't want to play nice? You're coming with me.
Rear shield failing. Shield failing. Fore shield failing. Rear shield failing.
Ow. Ow. Should build better for survivability on this one. Just slightly. I got nothing to break. Probably a polarized hull plating would have helped.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I'm clicking this thing, but nothing's happening. Oh, well, you know.
Rear shield failing. Fore shield failing. Right shield failing.
And things just die. So there's some potential to, I mean, like Pep just literally just said, hey, all of you, you're dead.
Rear shield failing. Hull integrity below 50%.
And that's with the 2-piece Romulan set. Put on this. Because, quite frankly, it doesn't seem to be doing much of anything at all. At least not for all the torps. And for half the firing modes that I'm going to do anyway, yeah, it's not going to do jack. So, you get grab well. You get marked. You fire. Break speed. It's a whole lot of carnage right there. What? Targets are still swarming around you? No worries. Just drain them. Break away. Pop cooldowns. Look at that thing burn. Look at that. And that's a pep cloud with not that much part gens on it. So the real monster here is the particle emission plasma torpedo. Because, good grief. Especially with all that crit. And everything else is pretty much gravy at this point. Complete and utter ownage. So yeah, if I could load up on part gens with this thing, make a hybrid site torp boat, and just said, F all this nonsense. Corrosive going out. Plasma's going out. Yeah, this is just pretty much sit here and just spam torps at this point. Obviously, I can't do that forever, so light. Ah, wrong button. Look at that thing just chew through them. Shields and no shields. That's a lot of damage. I can see why Eli loves this one so much with his high part gen boats, man, because it just wrecks. Granted, you know, it's gonna take like a couple seconds for the dot to actually do its work, but that's pretty damn powerful. Look, even just single shot, just a single shot. Well, those torps are hitting it. Single shots doing a lot of damage, but when you have a spread, it's just a bunch of those single shots. They're just wrecking face. There we go. And now comes the coup de grace. Whatever, I'm just admiring the handiwork, but damn. Go in. Fight it out. You know, I did click on that too to activate. Come on. One down. More to go. Look how much damage that dealt. Wow. Just one. If I had high part gens, those things would have died when I respawned. That's how powerful that torp is. Single-handedly, that torp almost took out tac cubes. Oof. Yay. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Last one here. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's the takeaway for this Pep Torp, pretty damn nice. Pretty damn nice all the way around. Especially with spread function. The other torpedoes in the plasma sets, aside from the corrosive, kind of at best. But again, you have to look at what you're doing it with. I mean, for fun, yeah, it is kind of fun watching the whole train of torps go there, but with the power creep that's in game right now, there is not much that would live longer than 10 seconds in these days for that eternity for those torps to actually make it. Because you're going to see a lot of that happening there, where your torps is going to sit there and go, where's the target? Oh, it's dead. Wow. Well, what the heck am I going to do now? Have lemonade? Do nothing? Whatever. Yes. So, I'm going to go and swap into Quantum Salvo loadout, just to show you what I would normally do with this thing under quants. I went with exploiters because, you know, it does more damage. Yes. I need to gold them all, but I had one quantum exploiter there and decided to use it, so there. Let me put these up here. Blah, blah, blah. That. This torpedo enhanced biomolecular I need to do something with. So, what I'm going to do now is go with my quantum loadout. Go back into DPSMark. One more time. Let's go. And show the quantum bombardment from a Romulan ship. So, let's go at it. Pop the usuals. Quantum phase out first to strip shields. All the others came flying by. Look at that type of destruction. And the Pep Torp is nice, especially with part gens. When you're a side torp boat, you have a lot of part gens, you're going to do some pretty damn heavy hitting. Yeah, that's cool. But when you have targets that are like that are just going to die in an instant, there's not much that's going to replace heavy hitting quantums and the shield stripping capabilities of the quantum phase torpedo. That thing is just freaking nasty. Look at the shields go on this boy. Watch it. Watch it. 3, 2, 1. You got no. Well, you got next to nothing. Well, I gotta break out of this nonsense. Ah! Run! Run, force. Hey, hey, hey. Where's my heal? Where's my heal? Dang it. Where's my heal? I forgot. I swapped loadout so well. Stations. Bah. I'll deal with that. So, going back into this. The problem is they nerf quantum phase and neutronic, so they'll only apply the shield strip, which I should have shield stripped right there, oh well, to only the main target and 4 clicks away from the main target. Which you think, it's not too bad, except you're losing a lot of shield stripping potential. Initially they said, well, that's just to deal with the lag, but it turns out it wasn't. That wasn't the real source of it. It does need to be reverted back to its original form. That's just me saying that. Look at that. Quantum torpedo is just wrecking face. Completely wrecking face. So I'm going to pop that. Bravo up. Spin the relish thing in one more time. And then just hit the drain. Assuming that target even lives to see tomorrow. No, it won't. Because that's just the onslaught. And then any targets around here that are in range for shield stripping, goodbye. Come on, go, 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 go. quantum phasing with some of my builds has come to replace the neutronic torpedo as my go-to torp for some. Only because it's the shield stripping capabilities gets rid of one of the biggest banes in all of torpedoes, which is shields. But it also helps with all your other torpedoes to get in and finish the job. I got a gravel. I should probably use that, shouldn't I? And neutronic to deal with weakened shields. And there goes those boys. Come in for a heavy attack run. I can fire from a distance. I'm going to mark you. Going to go here. Terran on the rear. You got knocked. You got knocked. See, that's the whole thing. Sometimes the shield strip works nicely, and other times it just kind of barely does anything. So it's the inconsistencies with torpedoes is what's the most disgusting out of it all. It's just, this should work, but it doesn't. It was my main target, but it's not. So what gives? Alright, now let me go for those targets there. Grab them up. Vortex that one. Spin around 3. You got damaged up nicely. Sorry, you just have to deal with a work email. Blah, blah, blah. Come in. Nail this. Done. Target almost destroyed. Quantum phase. I should get a shield heal from this. Now, mind you, the high yield doesn't actually do any sort of shield stripping on the target. But it does give you a shield heal, which is pretty damn nice. When it works. Just don't use shield frequency modulation with it because it prevents the shield heal. Because, yeah, I got nothing. Grab them, mark them, and bark them. You're dead. You're dead. You get overwhelming forced. Pop one of these. Drop that on that guy. Wait, they changed something with the shield strip, man, on this one. 'Cause normally it would have been an AoE shield strip on all facings and under spread. Now it's barely the shield facing itself. Alright, let me see. Quantum phase? Quantum phase. Torp spread 3. It's firing. Here's my main target. So from my main target and about 4 clicks around from the main target, there should be some massive shield stripping. And no. Let's try this again. Nowhere near as powerful as it was. What? Let me do one of those fancy flyboys. Let's see here. Get that one. Let's just go and have fun with this. Sorry, I just keep getting distracted with external things there. So quantum phase in to hit this target. And let's see what we got. Boom. There we go. Nice, quick, hard hits. Travel time for torps in general is relatively slow compared to all the other weapons, but it's punishing. Punishing for any high yields that has a slow, destructible target. It is punishing it. drain the shields off of this with this console. Punch in high yields with this. Get a free spread from one of my targets. Shield heal on myself. High yield on that one with low shields. And neutronic, target is dead. Let me see here. Shield strip on this. Ah, I forgot to activate the other one. And that cube is dead. I could have sworn I hit that button. Let's go. And Torps nail that thing big time. So, I can put a volley of Torps in the air. Not a bunch of them are going to get shot at. This should be good. Now, here's a little quirk. And I haven't confirmed this yet because, you know, Scramble Fighters is pretty damn nasty. But, allegedly, Scramble Fighters should protect your destructible torpedoes because technically, according to the game, they're pets. Now, if I could get my hands on Scramble Fighters and test this out, and it proves to be the case, then that is disgusting. That would be very disgusting. So, that's pretty much a performance with it. The plasma torpedoes, they're fun to use, but they just move too damn slow. You like conga lines is great, but they just move way too damn slow. Other than that, that's it pretty much. The Romulan set doesn't seem to be working properly for all of them, or the Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence, or both. Maybe just don't stack, or if they do work, they work multiplicatively instead of additively, which is pathetic. It's horrible. Yeah, these need to move faster. They just do. Period. In their current state, they just do. The defense appears to be no different than if without it. They get shot down at the same rate. So if you're going to use Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence to help make your destructible torps a little bit safer in the air until they hit their actual target, don't count on it. No, you're better off trying to distract the enemy, and you get much better results than actually trying to use that and fire away at distance. Forget it. No. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done for torps. A lot of the quality of life improvements would be under bug fixes. And then some of them would be like, get rid of the archaic. Like, only one torp allowed to be fired at a time, chambered up. The Romulan Hyperplasma, though, seems to be on a different, quote-unquote, global cooldown for torps versus the other ones. So you could fire that one and fire a couple of the other ones, and that's fine. Same thing with your off torps, like the Bioneural Warhead. That one does not share the same GCD as all your other torps do as well. And that's pretty much it. 2-hour vid, about. Should be able to chop that down a bit. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. This is Odinite. We're out.